Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. Back at it again with part 3 of What If Naruto was trained by Master Roshi. Alright, I'm not going to waste any of your time, and we're going to get right into where we left off, right before the final fight with Haku and Zabuza versus Team 7 or Team Kakashi. Right off the bat, Kakashi tells Naruto and Sasuke that they must fight on their own and they have to take on Haku. That it's gonna be hard, but he has to handle Zabuza. So Sasuke begins to start the fight with Haku on his own and gets caught in the demonic mirroring ice crystals, Haku's crazy Kekkei Genkai. So Sasuke begins to try to figure out, figure out Haku's odd movements and fast movements through the mirrors until Naruto jumps into the ice crystals to help. And Sasuke kind of looks at him as like, dude, you could have supported me from outside. Why'd you jump in here? And Naruto's like, I'm here to help. Believe it. And Sasuke's like, okay, that's fine. So then they begin to fight back to back. They're like, oh, we have to go back to back. We have to try to read her movement or his movements the best we possibly can. Naruto then tells Sasuke after a bunch of failed attempts, he tells Sasuke that he has an idea, but he just needs time. And Sasuke begins to just fire off a large amount of fireball jutsu, and just tries to stall for as much time and create this large pile of smoke. Naruto then, charging for a good minute, unleashes the Thundershock surprise attack. Then, right as he does that, he hits Haku and he's like, yes, I got you! And then gets nailed by a senbone right in his back. And he goes, what? A reflection? And he didn't realize that wasn't actually the real Haku, and that was just a reflection. And he gets nailed by two senbones right in his back. And then out of nowhere, Naruto gets hit in both legs by senbones and both arms, and he's just down. He can't move. And he's just stunned. He's looking over, he's like, how did that not work? And then Sasuke, out of just seeing his comrade, his friend being killed, remembers what Kakashi said, and he's like, those who break the rules are scum. That is true. But those who abandon their friends are worse than scum. Out of sheer will, he awakens his Sharingan and begins reflecting and adapting to Haku's movements. Sasuke begins to read them and sees an opening and shoots a fireball at Haku, and it just skins Haku, right? And Haku realizes, I can't play games with these kids anymore. I'm gonna have to kill them. And with death intent in Haku's eyes, realizes that he needs to end these two as fast as possible. Looks at Sasuke, but then throws two senbones at Naruto, or a bunch of senbones at Naruto, and Sasuke just jumps in front of him and gets hit in the neck 3 times by the senbones, and just falls down lifeless to the ground. Naruto, looking at Sasuke, he's like, he's dead. You killed him. I will never forgive you. And red chakra just begins to emerge from his body. The power of the Nine Tails just begins to take him over. Pure anger in his eyes. The senbones in Naruto's body just all pop out of him. His eyes just go a dark red. And he goes, I will never forgive you. His hair begins to change from his original yellow color to a light red color. Akura, just in awe, thinks that this has to be some sort of Kekkei Genkai or something. And Naruto just screams and begins to cup his hands. This weird, dark red color begins to form in his hands as he and it's just wrapped in this yellow electricity, and he goes, Ka Me Ha Me Ha, and just this yellow lightning and dark red aura just begins flying at where Haku is. Haku, on instinct, just dodges out of the way, thinking that's a really, it's not a fast blast, but if I got hit by it, it would be And right as like Haku just cuts off his thoughts, and the freaking huge beam just crashes into one of the ice mirrors. And out of that, just one hit alone shatters all the ice mirrors. Just shatters them, just like pops them like freaking balloons. And Naruto, just in a state of pure rage, just charges at Haku, hits him right in the stomach. And in Naruto's head, all he can see is Sasuke's dead body just laying there lifeless, and he blasts Haku in the arm, and he's like, "You killed my friend." And in a panic, Haku like tries to throw more senbones at Naruto, but his aura alone is just knocking them away. And he just begins to track down Haku, shooting more ki blasts at his legs, at his other arm, basically immobilizing Haku and standing over him like, "I should kill you for what you did to him. I should end your life where you stand." And he's like, and then Naruto's like, "Now I will." And then Haku just Naruto just cuts himself off and sees Haku not even looking at him anymore. And Naruto looks over to where Zabuza and Kakashi are fighting, and Kakashi just created a lightning blade and is literally about to end Zabuza's life. Then out of nowhere, Haku gets up, and Naruto's like, "How? Your bones and your..." And Haku just dashes over there and steps in front of Zabuza as Kakashi just sends the lightning blade right through Haku's chest. And Naruto's just standing there in complete like disbelief, like dropping out of that like red hair state that he was forced into. And Haku's just like looking in the eyes of Kakashi, like, with the lightning crackling, and goes, "I'd do anything for you, Zabuza," and just falls and dies. Zabuza just sitting there, just like doesn't even bat an eye at it, doesn't even think that it matters, that Haku was just some tool for him, some tool that he got to use and abuse for his own personal gain. And Naruto just walks over there and grabs Zabuza by the neck and goes, "You're telling me you don't even care? Haku just risked his life, gave his life for you, and you don't even care?" Naruto then hits him with that talk no jutsu and shows that Zabuza really can and really sees Haku as family. And Zabuza, like with tears in his eyes, like realizes, like, wow, like, you would die for me, kid? Like, why? Like, you're such an innocent kid and you would die for me? Like, I did so many bad things, and then out of nowhere, Gato's the whole gang just shows up, and Zabuza not being able to use his arms at all, he's just like looking over there and like just in disbelief and like, oh, like what am I gonna do? And Gato just starts strolling over with his short self and goes, "I knew it. You guys are useless. Not the demon of the mist. Yeah, sure. You couldn't do anything. And this kid right here," and begins to step on Haku's face repeatedly and kicking and kicking and kicking. And Zabuza, just with pure rage in his eyes, yells at Naruto and goes, "Throw me your kunai knife right now!" And Naruto just immediately tosses that, and Zabuza grabs it in his mouth and just charges at Gato, slicing Gato in the side and effectively killing him. And he's looking with the kunai in his mouth going, "You're never gonna touch Haku again. Haku is an innocent child. Haku didn't do anything." And Zabuza looks at the gang, and the gang is just like, "Oh, this guy, he doesn't even have arms. What is he gonna do?" Zabuza, without any hesitation, charges at them, and with a kunai in his mouth, begins to slice them and carve them up like some freaking pumpkins, bruh. just starts just kill them all, like, you know, just destroying them. And then after he's done, there's like 5 more left, and they begin beating him down. Like Zabuza is completely exhausted and already beat, and Naruto kind of goes over there and just kicks the last 5 off the bridge. And Zabuza is sitting there like, I know this isn't an atonement for my sins, but you were right, you yellow-haired kid. And Naruto looks at him and goes, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. And Zabuza looks at him and goes, Naruto Uzumaki, huh? I like you, kid. He's like, can you drag me over to where Haku is? And Naruto complies and picks up Zabuza and begins dragging him over, and lays Zabuza right next to Haku. And Zabuza looks at Haku and goes, I'm sorry, Haku. I won't be able to meet you where you're going. You're going to a better place. But for people like me, I'm going straight down. But I know that you're in a better place. This ninja world hasn't treated you well. And I'm sorry that I couldn't have made it any better. And Zabuza just begins to put his head back, looking in the sky, and it begins to rain. And Kakashi looks and goes, it's like the heavens are weeping for him. I think this is the last parting gift that Haku has given us. And Naruto just begins to think like, I almost killed this person. And then thinks back and goes, wait, Sasuke. And he just runs back, and Sakura's already there, and Sasuke just goes and just wakes up. And Naruto looks and goes, Haku didn't kill him. How did she? And then he remembers back to the first time that they fought, and that how Zabuza escaped. Haku must have known that Sasuke was gonna jump in front of Naruto, and he just simulated death to make it seem like they actually died, and that maybe Haku was gonna do the same for him if he was able to defeat him. And Sasuke just wakes up and is like, what happened? Like, how am I alive? And Naruto's like, Haku spared you. And Sasuke's like, where's he now? And Naruto kind of just points over to the dead body of Haku, and Zabuza laying there lifeless, and he goes, oh, Naruto, you did that? He goes, not quite, but more or less. He's like, we can talk about this later. And Kakashi kind of like tells his team, okay, well, that's mission well done, everybody. Come on, let's go. And they're about to leave, and the bridge builder stops them and is like, you know what, kids? You guys aren't too bad. Especially you with the yellow hair. Sorry that I gave you a hard time. But I know that you'll be an amazing shinobi. An amazing ninja. And Naruto kind of looks at him and goes, believe it! And the bridge builder goes, in honor of you, I'm going to call this the Naruto Bridge. Then that's where we are going to end off part 3. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for either future what ifs that are going to happen during this what if, or maybe just suggestions for what to happen in this what if. I said what if 3 times, but in this in general, please leave it in the comment section below. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it, and have a good day. Peace out.